Welcome to another Life is All About Choices and Healing the Child Within. I am your host, Nancy Muller, and today we are going to talk about sex, orgasms, and satisfaction. So if this is something that you've been called to get more in touch with, which you obviously have, or this video would not have attracted you, or you would not have attracted the video, stay tuned. Now, what the heck does sex, orgasms, and satisfaction have to do with healing your inner child? Well, I'm so glad you asked, because remember, everything we believe to be true as our adult self started in childhood. A seed was planted in childhood. We had an experience, or we intuited something through an experience that became a belief. And we've brought those beliefs with us into adulthood. And those are the beliefs that we are using for every choice that we make. So when it comes to sex, what are your beliefs around sex? And I want to thank one of the participants in this video, because just in case you didn't know, we have a live Q&A after each show. And a couple weeks ago, and during the live Q&A, she brought up this topic about sex and orgasms and having satisfaction. And the conversation was so real that I just knew, I felt guided. This needs to be a topic of conversation during one of our shows. So thank you so much for bringing that to my awareness, and hopefully this is going to answer some of your questions more so than the conversation that we had during our Q&A. So let's go back to beliefs that we create in childhood. When it comes to sex, what do you believe? Now remember, you don't know what you don't know, but here's the thing. Sex is such a huge topic, right? And people have all kinds of beliefs, they have all kinds of feelings and emotions, and they feel really, it's easy to talk about, it's not easy to talk about. It's something that you do behind closed doors and you keep quiet and you don't talk about it, or it's something that you talk freely about. So, you know, it just goes all gambits, right? It just goes from one end of the spectrum to the other. So first of all, you must, and I say must because if this is something that you are healing around, or you are wanting to do work around, inner work, or you want more satisfaction from sexual experiences in your life, your first understanding, your first step is to know, get very clear on what your beliefs are about sex. Do you believe that you have the right to be satisfied as a woman? Do you believe that the woman is supposed to satisfy the partner? Do you believe that sex is fun? Do you believe that sex is a chore? Do you believe that sex is enjoyable? Do you believe that sex is something put upon you, something you don't enjoy, something you try to avoid at all costs? It's very important, if you're going to do this work, that you understand what your beliefs are. Now, here's the caveat to that. Here's where people get stumped in really putting out the parameters of your perception of what your belief is, because we believe something so strongly, and then we don't want to look at it. Right? Our beliefs are our beliefs. We believe that, we think they're right. You know, it's like, this is the way it's always been, so why should I look at it? Plus, once you start to really examine a belief, feelings and emotions come up for you. Now remember, feelings are driving the bus of your life, right? If there's something that's guiding you everywhere, up, down, happiness, sadness, whatever it is, it's your feelings. So whatever you're feeling around sex, orgasms, and satisfaction in your sexual experience, those feelings are driving the bus. They are mandating how you are enjoying, not enjoying, and what your beliefs are. So get very clear on what your beliefs are. Now, you may come up with resistance. because when you start to put down your beliefs, I believe X about sex. Okay, remember, you don't know what you don't know, right? Okay, you all know, anyone who's been following my work, you've read my books, you know, I was married for 32 years. I got married at age 17, and 32 years later, I got divorced. So my understanding, my belief, my views, my perception about sex were very steeped in that 32 years, well, more than 32 years to be honest, but 32 years of being with that person, that partner, and the choices that I made during my marriage. Okay, so you don't know what you don't know, right? Then when I got divorced, it was very interesting to me, because when I started dating, and when the opportunity to have a sexual relationship came up for me, I was really amazed at the beliefs that were running through my mind, like, oh my gosh, I can't do this, it's wrong, because I was so, it was such a habit, such a pattern in my belief about being with one person, and this feels wrong, I can't do this, something bad is going to happen. So it was very interesting to me, the journey of going from the partner that I had been with my whole life up to that time to another partner. And I'm going to say the fun thing is that having this different experience, I was like, what? You mean there are men out there who really, truly do care about satisfying their partner? What? You mean there are men out there who really do, just want you to have an enjoyable experience and want it to be all about you? How can this be? So of course, if I wanted to change or shift or enjoy or be more satisfied in my sexual relationship, that was the belief that I was given the opportunity to take a look at. Why do I believe sex needs to be X? Why do I believe X, Y, and Z? What I believe. So as I started opening up and examining my beliefs around that, it was so interesting to me how different life could be. And let's go back though to childhood experiences, because there's one thing about having an experience that divorce, whether you want it or you don't want it, whether it's something that you initiated or was initiated, I'll say for you, then you can also hold back what you believe you deserve to have. Okay, so when I started being with someone different, there was this whole opportunity for me to step back and say, wow, why do I believe what I believe? And then, of course, it was another opportunity for me to heal my traumatized childhood experiences about sex, sexual abuse, by the age of 12. And because it was different, right? Because I had this one person that I had been with for 32 years. Now I could see how this same thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and emotions was going to play into this new relationship. So you see, we think that, oh, if I get rid of this person that I have now and I have somebody new, somebody more perfect for me, that everything's going to be wonderful. But the thing is, you always take yourself where you go. And if you are unwilling or unable or unknowledgeable about the fact that you do have the power to look at your beliefs, to shift your perception about what is creating struggle in your life, because you know that the struggle you are experiencing is contrast. It's something your soul is giving you the opportunity to learn from. Okay, you say you don't want this kind of a sexual relationship, but this is exactly what you're experiencing. So if you want the opposite, when will you heal through this so that you can experience something different? Now, here's the thing. When you go back and you look at what beliefs you brought with you from childhood into your adult life, this is where you are either holding yourself back or allowing yourself the satisfaction that you desire. Now, in our conversation a couple weeks ago during our live Q&A, one of the women was talking about how every relationship that she's ever had has been very abusive, very traumatizing. And she's been with her current partner for 15 years. So while she's not happy in her relationship with this person, it's something that she feels in control of. And yet, one of the things that she is struggling with the most is how to have more satisfaction sexually, emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally in this relationship. She's trying to decide, does she continue to hold on to this relationship or let go of this relationship? And she's realizing that sex is playing a big part of it, because with this person, she can determine, she can mandate, she can make the choice of what her sexual experience is going to be within this relationship. And then the next thing that we talked about was orgasm. Now, she had a very strict Catholic upbringing, and this is not to knock any religion, it's just to make an example of her beliefs that were so steeped in her that she, while on the one hand enjoys orgasm and self-satisfaction and sexual pleasure, she feels very guilty for this. She feels a tremendous amount of guilt. She feels like, you know, I should be only experiencing this satisfaction with my partner. And then she's conflicted, and that's where the feelings and emotions keep erupting for her, because she doesn't want to have that experience with her partner. So you see how this is very cyclical. It just keeps going around and around, and it can feel like it's the other person's fault. You know, if only my partner would learn to do this for me or that for me, then I would relax and I would enjoy this and I would have fun. For 32 years, I just didn't understand. It's like, how can I be more explicit? How can I explain more my wants, my needs, my desires? And it just never happened. So then you see, we go into pity mode. We go into that feeling of self-pity, like, oh my gosh, you know, this person doesn't love me. This person doesn't care. And then again, depending on your beliefs around self-satisfaction and satisfying yourself on your own, now you're thinking like, oh, do I have to sneak around? Can I do this on my own? Is this something that I deserve? Is this something that's bad for me? Is this something that's bad to do? Do I not deserve to feel that release, that beautiful, wonderful feeling that comes with orgasm? And once you have experienced it, now you say, okay, now I know this. Now I want more of this. But if I can't get this with my partner, but I can get it on my own, do I deserve to do this? Am I allowed to do this? Is it okay to do this? And this is where our beliefs come into play. And remember, every belief has a feeling and an emotion attached to it. And again, I'm going to say this, your feelings are driving the bus of your life. So if you're feeling like you're doing something wrong, if you're feeling like you have to hide, if you're feeling like, I'm trying to find a specific feeling, like you're going to be punished, this takes away from the satisfaction that you're looking for, or it can heighten it depending on what it is that you're going for. But here's the thing, remember, there is no such thing as right or wrong. There is no such thing as good or bad. There is only how you feel at any given moment. And you feel what you feel based on what you believe. If you believe that you deserve to have something, you're going to feel wonderful when you have it. You're going to feel abundant. You're going to feel prosperous. You're going to feel amazing. You're going to feel satisfied. You're going to feel, euphoric. If, on the other hand, you believe that what you're doing is wrong, and I'm putting that in air quotes because remember, there is no right or wrong. There just is. There is your belief about the experience. So if you believe that what you're doing is wrong, now what feelings and emotions are going to come up for you about that? Ooh, you're going to feel like you're going to be afraid, like I'm going to be punished. I'm going to be found out. I'm going to be ostracized. I'm going to be whatever it is. You deserve to put that down and know what your belief is around that. But are you starting to see where your beliefs and the feelings and emotions attached to those beliefs come into play around your sexual experiences? So what is it that you want out of sex? What do you even believe about sex? Remember, write it down. Allow yourself to sit down, and mind mapping is so fabulous. If you draw a circle in the middle of the paper and just write sex, and then take a line and then, another bubble out from each line, and just keep adding to that. And let your mind wander. And whatever word comes to you, write it down. Don't think about it. Don't judge it. Whatever feeling or emotion comes to you, don't think about it. Don't judge it. Just write it down. Because when you allow yourself to go inward, when you allow yourself to explore what you're feeling, what you're thinking, what your beliefs are, you will be amazed, because that is the first step. You will sit and you will look at this paper and you will say, oh, I believe that having sex on my own by myself is wrong. Oh, now what is the feeling around that? Oh, punishment. And then you can step back and you can say, why do I believe that? Now, here's the great news. You do not have to go back and find a specific place in time or moment in your childhood where something happened and you can say, I believe this because of that. No. That's so wonderful. You do not have to be in that place where you're constantly re-traumatizing yourself. You don't have to go back and pinpoint this happened. All you need is the desire to say, I want to know how I feel about this. I want to know truly what I believe around this feeling and why I believe this. And then remember those 3 beautiful questions you can ask yourself. What feeling or belief can I let go of right now? What feeling or belief will I let go of right now? And what feeling or belief do I need to hold on to for just a little while longer? Because sometimes our belief can feel so strong that trying to let go of that or see it in a different way or shift your perspective can feel fearful. Actually feel fearful. And when we start to feel fearful about shifting a belief, that's the energy that we're putting out into the universe. And whatever you're putting out is what you're going to draw back to you. And so if you're putting something out there, doom and gloom, you're going to draw doom and gloom back to you. And then that's going to cement your belief, right? It's going to be, see, I knew that this was not a good thing for me to talk about. I knew that this was not something that I needed to look at. I knew. And right away, that fear-based thought comes in, and you're so afraid to take that next step. You're so afraid to allow your mind to expand and say, really? Now, if the answer, number 3, what feeling or belief do I need to hold on to for just a little while longer? Remember, love yourself. Be kind to yourself. There is no right or wrong. There is no good or bad. There just is. So if you are struggling and you say, no, there can't be another way to look at this. This has to be the truth. This has to be how I have to base my choices going forward. And you feel so strongly about that. Allow yourself to be there. Allow yourself to make your choices from there. But remember that saying that I'm so fond of reminding people, life is all about choices. You can choose to keep yourself feeling like you're doing something wrong. You can choose to believe that you don't have the right to have what it is that you're looking for. You can choose to believe that you have the right and you deserve to have everything that you want, that you deserve to have sex, love, satisfaction, orgasms, whatever it is that you want. Or do you believe that's not for you? This is the thing. Life is all about choices. What do you believe? And then allow yourself to just love yourself enough to say, oh, okay, I see that this is a belief that I have. I see that these are the feelings and emotions that come up. I've mind mapped this. I've put this down. I've allowed myself to be very precise in the words, thoughts, and feelings and emotions that are coming up for me about this. Now, what am I going to do with this mind map? Where do I want to go from here? And then ask yourself, what do you believe is wrong with your current situation? Because remember, there's no right or wrong. There's simply teaching. Everything is a teachable moment. So if you're experiencing something that isn't what you want it to be or what you believe you want it to be, what are you going to do to change it? Because for something to be different, you have to change something. But that word change strikes fear in the hearts of many people, doesn't it? Change, you mean I have to change? Yes, you will have to change your perception, your belief, your feelings, your emotions. And in order to do that, you are being given the opportunity to love yourself more. Because remember, their choices only come from two places, love or fear. And anything that's coming from fear is not love-based. And you are love. You are love and light, the love and light of the universe. God, your God self is in you, wanting you to experience joy, happiness, abundance, creativity, prosperity, happiness. Do you feel those? Do you experience those on a daily basis? If not, what fear-based belief are you allowing to feed into your mind, into your choices, that's keeping you from having the life you say you want to have? Now, you know, if this is something that you would like to heal from, or something that you would like to shift your perspective on, I've laid out the groundwork here about how you can start that. And you deserve to feel so loved, so inspired, so creative, so satisfied in everything that you do. Do you believe that? What is the first thing that came to your mind when I said that? When I said that you deserve that, what is the first thing that came to your mind? Was it, well, no, not me. No, I don't. No, Nancy, you're talking way out there. That might work for some people, but not for me. But here's the thing. It's for everyone. Everyone. And if this is not something you're experiencing, what do you want to do to shift your perspective? What do you want to do to master your belief around sex, orgasms, satisfaction, and the love that you are and the love that you deserve? Now remember, there are people who look towards sex, orgasm, satisfaction, because they misconstrue that that's what love is. And that's not what love is. It's part of love. Anything that makes you feel positive is part of love. But if your experience around sex, around orgasms, comes from a place of fear, you know that is not love. You know that's not something you deserve, and you know that you can choose to step out of it. You can choose to heal from it at any given moment. If this is something that you want to know more about, mastering your beliefs around sex, orgasms, satisfaction, I encourage you to visit me at masteringyourbeliefs.com. Look around. You can download the free download. You can get the audiobook on healing the child within. And I just saw something come through here. This was amazing. I love sex orally and with my husband. See you soon. Thank you so much. Thank you for reminding people that it is possible to have everything that you want, to be inspired, and whatever you want, however you love it. You deserve to have more of what you want and less of what you don't want. But the only way that that's going to happen in your life is for you to be very, very clear on what you do want. Now remember, in order to do that, you get out your list, right? That want, don't want list. I'm sharing that just about every episode that I have every week. I remind you, that list is so important for you. What do you want? Take a piece of paper and draw a line down the middle. And on the left side, you write what you don't want. And on the right side, you write what you do want. And then if you're having more of what you don't want show up in your life, you know that that's what you're concentrating on, right? That's what you're thinking about more and more and more. And that's why you are attracting it into your life. You are attracting experiences to fuel or feed those emotions. And those feelings and emotions can be habitual. They can be addictive. We can actually be addictive to feelings that we say we don't want. But to feel anything other than those feelings feels wrong, off, fearful. And it's that space that you're in when you say, I don't want this anymore. I want to let go of this. I don't want to feel this in my life anymore. It all starts with you. You have the power. You have the power within you to love yourself, to be satisfied in everything you want in your life, every choice you make. Be satisfied. Be overly satisfied. Love yourself. Know what it takes for you to be the most loving you that you can be. In the meantime, this is Nancy Muller, the one and only Life Sensei, saying ciao for now.